John Riel Casimero and Guillermo Rigondeaux squared off in the bantamweight division over the weekend, and well, it wasn't what we expected. We were promised fireworks. We were promised multiple exchanges worthy of the top billing, the main event that it was slated. We're promised a showcase of boxing skills from two renowned boxers vying for boxing glory, and perhaps a shot at the top of the mountain. We were promised a fight, but we didn't get it. That fight did not happen. It was boxing, all right, but it wasn't a fight. Or at least by our standards, it wasn't a Casimero fight. He is a fighter that has evolved through the years. He was paving the way for the next generation of professional Filipino boxers, of the antithesis of what a professional Pinoy boxer is. You know what I'm talking about. Typical Pinoy boxer is like, he's very humble, he's very timid, very quiet, he's very shy. Casimero's not like that. I think a huge reason why people gravitate towards him is because of the things that he's doing on and off the ring. He's brash, he is flamboyant, he is borderline arrogant, and people love it. Character or not, he's able to rile up his fans and annoy his opponents. He's the necessary figure that would give permission to future Pinoy fighters that they could trash talk, they could mock their opponents, they could play pranks on them, they could say anything they want on social media, and it's going to sell the fight. But he's also an entertainer. He knows how to sell a fight. He knows that people are coming to watch Quadro Alas and people are going to watch John Riel Casimero. What is captivating about Casimero is that he can back up his claims. He's been knocking out people left and right. I mean, whoever was thrown at him, with the exception of Rigondeaux, he's disposed of them. And for us Pinoy fight fans, that's exciting to watch. He's something to look forward to. There was a cancelled fight with Nonito Donaire, and it led him to this collision course with El Chacal. Guillermo Rigondeaux is a veteran boxer. For going back to Casimero, his main goal is Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue is the guy at the top of the mountain. It seems like the bantamweight division is like an all-Filipino ka plus Inoue. Whoever is going to clean out the division, like if you're in a video game, he's like the boss na final stage. You know, Naoya Inoue is that guy. He's been ducking him. He's been running away. Ni Casimero, di ba? It's like, so now he's done with Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux is the ring finger. Donaire is the pointing finger. And then the middle finger is Naoya Inoue. I mean, those are the things that you don't normally see Pinoy fighters do. He's doing it with confidence, with bravado. People want that. People like to see that. Let's break this down. This can be a guide for future fighters, and at least for Casimero, on what he can do the next time so that he can avoid things like this from happening. What went wrong in that fight? Rigondeaux has been known as a counterpuncher. He's been known for his exemplary footwork and his ability to evade punches. Utilizing his footwork, he would evade punches and then he would throw counter punches. I mean, don't expect anything else from him. Even he said that, like, post-fight, na parang, this is what I do eh. Diba? Which is true. However, for this fight, he just did a lot of the running with little to no punching. What's commendable though was during the times that he decided to throw his left hand, either it's a counter straight left or a counter left hook, it would always land on Casimero's face. Diba? Number two is the age factor. Rigondeaux's old. He's like 40 plus years old. If not 40 years old, 40 plus years old. In a way, that was kind of impressive. He fought Casimero, who is definitely at the peak of his career. He was able to evade him, diba? Sabihin na natin, yes, plain and simple, he ran away. But that's hard, That's hard. That's very hard to do. Fighting backwards is a very tough thing to do. It drains you more, mas nakakapagod siya. You can only duck too many punches, and he was able to do that. Casimero kept chasing him, and he was able to evade. He was able to angle out towards his right. He was able to throw a counter punch to the left and slip towards that direction, and that frustrated Casimero. Diba? It reached a point wherein he was just really, really taunting him to exchange with him. By the way, that first round knockdown was a knockdown. Okay, I don't understand why the referee decided na it wasn't a knockdown, but I do not understand. It's probably one of life's mysteries, lapse in judgment. Apart from that exciting sequence in the first round, wherein even Casimero wanted to finish, everything was just a snooze fest. However, if you watch it again and break it down, it's Rigondeaux's style was something that exposed a lot of the holes in Casimero's game. You expect Rigondeaux to fight that way. We just didn't expect him not to throw punches. Rigondeaux, 135. When he fought Lomachenko, it was around 135. And then he had to cut down weight. So you're a 40-year-old who's at the twilight of your career, and then you have to cut down more weight to get to Casimero's weight division. So you had to train, and then you had to further deplete yourself. So definitely that will affect your performance. Minsan naisip ko, I was like, wow, he survived 11 rounds running away from Casimero. Given the weight cut, given his age and his inability to perform, again, Rigondeaux is at the point of his career wherein he's going to get a payday and he will fight to survive. And that's what exactly what he did. He went in there to survive. I don't even understand why Rigondeaux and Casimero, the Rigondeaux and the Casimero fight happened. I just don't. It doesn't make sense. There was so much upside for Rigondeaux. There was no upside for Casimero. That's just how it goes in the realm of boxing. Another impressive thing, he was able to sustain that level of footwork and that pace at the age of 40. Nakakapagod siya, nakakainis siya, nakaka-frustrate siya panoorin. I was so disappointed and frustrated at the same time. Now, if we go over to Casimero's side, we all know that he wanted to knock him out. He will always go for the knockout. One of the lures of being a Casimero fight fan is that you know that he wants to entertain. You know that he is a fighter that wants to please his fans and wants to provide a really good performance. However, for this fight, his aggression was ineffective. It's not that Grigo kept running. Another factor is Casimero wasn't able to cut the ring. When you say he wasn't able to cut the ring, he wasn't able to cut the angles of escape. If you cannot cut the ring, if you cannot your opponent's escape routes, if you cannot intercept him. So when you say intercept, hindi mo masasalubong, hindi mo makikita kung saan siya pupunta para doon ka sumuntok. Then you'll keep lunging forward. You'll keep moving forward, knowing that this guy is going to slip and slide. And he just kept chasing him. You know, there's a difference between cutting him off and chasing him. He kept chasing him. Sayang. It's just really unfortunate. You could just imagine Casimero was able to cut the ring and he was able to intercept. Rigondeaux was going. Rigondeaux would definitely pay for everything. And especially with the bombs that Casimero was able to throw at him. Another part of that aggression was he was being careless. Why was he being careless? Number one, he wanted to finish the fight. Number two, Casimero was frustrated as well. He felt disrespected that Rigo kept running and didn't want to engage with him. When the fighter gets frustrated, he tends to tense up and then he tends to load up on his shots. So sa Tagalog, ito yung mga nanggigigil. So syempre naiinis na si Casimero na parang, why isn't this guy engaging with me? Bakit di siya nakikipagsabayan? So naiinis na siya, nanggigil siya. He was a little bit too stiff. He wanted to end the fight immediately. He didn't want to break him down anymore. Gusto na lang niya every time that he was able to corner him or catch him, unload so many shots. More often than not, wala. Suntok sa hangin yung nangyari. Sayang. This is also another indication of what are the mid-fight, mid-round, in-between adjustments that Casimero is capable of doing. Casimero is a smart fighter, but I really think na with a little bit more maturity, he's going to be a smarter fighter. His ring IQ will increase and it's going to make him a more dangerous fighter. Brimo, this guy can knock you out. This guy can throw a relentless pace and then he's a lot more technical and smarter level. I want him to get to that level because Casimero's a boxing superstar and he is bound for great things. He could be, he could be an epic fighter for the Philippines. He could be like the next boxing superstar at his own terms. He's doing it with the brand that he created. He's not trying to be the next Manny Pacquiao. He's not trying to be whatever image na ano. He's creating something that is totally his own. And this is something that other Pinoy fighters can follow. So when it comes to the adjustments, a little bit more maturity, I really hope that Casimero doesn't blow up during the off season. That's one thing that I really advocate modern day fighters na stay in shape. It's okay to get a little bit big. It's okay to enjoy life. It's okay to enjoy the things that you're having, but just don't blow up. Add 20 to 30 pounds in between camps or in between fights. Kasi later on, habang tumatanda ka, that's gonna be harder to cut off. It's as you get older and as your body gets used to cutting weight, the more that it rejects the process and the more na mas mahirap mag-cut ng weight. Diba? I mean, for this one, nakita ko si Casimero during his off-season. I was like, whoa, ang laki ni John Riel ah. Sabi ko, ang laki ni Casimero ah. So, he just maintains a certain amount of weight. Diba? When you say nagme-maintain ka, ibig sabihin, you're still active, you're still training. I really believe na during the off season, add technical aspects to your game, diba? Since it's off season, you can focus on specific skill sets. You can focus on acquisition of skills and polishing old skills. He goes to different coaches. He tries different approaches in training. Tries different things when it comes to recovery. It's not only gonna help him stay in shape. The moment that a next fight will happen, he doesn't have to train to shed off that excess weight. He can focus on training training to prepare for that fight. Kasi malaking difference yun eh. Nag-e-ensayo ka para bumaba yung timbang mo kaysa sa nag-e-ensayo ka to prepare for your opponent. If you can get one out of the way, if you can get that one thing, if you can get the weight thing out of the way, you can focus more on your opponent, you can focus more on studying the nuances of this fight, and then you can focus more on winning. That's what I want and hope for Casimero to happen. And it's not just Casimero. I mean, if we're talking about the bantamweight division, there's all Filipino cup na siya. So you got Donaire, you got Hot and Spicy. I mean, Jerwin Angcajas will probably go there. I don't know if Gabalio's there, pero either way, ang daming Pinoy na nasa bantamweight division. So what's next for Casimero? Then he wants Donaire and then he wants Naoya Inoue. As of this recording, Naoya Inoue started getting pissed off at the antics ni Casimero. Then he posted something in Japanese and people are translating it into Inoue wanting to fight Casimero now. So let's take those two possibilities, okay? So let's go Casimero versus Donaire. This is going to be a Casimero versus Donaire fight for me personally. This is just my honest opinion. They will both train hard. They will try to have a game plan, but when the bell rings, these fighters are just gonna go at it. I don't think that whatever game plan they're trying to devise or study during the camp will probably go out the window. That's the thing about Pinoy versus Pinoy fights eh. There's so much pride. There's sobrang tapang ng mga Pinoy fighters eh. Kung matapang ka, matapang din ako. Kung gusto mong makipagsabayan, makikipagsabayan ako. Especially with that history that Casimero, the Casimero camp and the Donaire camp has, imposibleng hindi magsuntukan tong dalawan to. Nobody's gonna run away from that fight. We're going to see a very exciting fight. If that doesn't happen, if we take out Donaire out of the equation, Casimero immediately faces Inoue. He is going to go after the number one guy in the division right now. Naoya Inoue has been very impressive with his wins, but as many of you in my social media posts, na there is some truth to that, na Naoya Inoue hasn't really faced a very tough opponent. He hasn't faced a guy like Casimero, which makes this entire fight very, very interesting. I don't want to say that Naoya's been fighting bums, but he's been disposing all of them. His last conquest was Michael Dasmariñas. Michael Dasmariñas put up a really valiant effort. I've seen a lot of Naoya Inoue body shots. A lot of them, hindi nakasurvive yung kalaban. The only people na I saw that were able to survive, go the next round or kept fighting, yan, Donaire, Dasmariñas, pareho pang Pinoy. If there are other guys, I probably need to review them, pero Naoya Inoue is just something that is on a different level. I really think that he's a smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. One thing that's gonna be going Casimero's way is that Casimero is not afraid of Naoya Inoue. He is determined to dethrone Naoya Inoue. And a win against Naoya Inoue is something that will catapult him to superstardom. He practically cleaned the division. So now, ano na yun? It's either he's going to stay in that division or he's going to go up the next weight class. Let me know what you think. How do you see Casimero's career in the future? What could be the repercussions if he loses to either Donaire or Inoue? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And please subscribe to this channel and like this video. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.